Question 10. Francesca is integrating voice commands into an existing application. Which one of the following is not an affordance consideration? Now, affordance within the context of us is not to do with money. It's not like talking about can you afford it or not. It's to do with usually design considerations, like putting the buttons there big enough for me to click or something like that, or putting things in a place that I would expect them to be, and not hiding things. So if I wanted to go and push back on a browser, it's usually going to be up here. So, changing that is changing the affordance, or you're messing with that in a sense. So let's go through the options, including a list of standard voice commands. Yeah, that's probably a good. That's an affordance consideration. Remember, we're looking for not an affordance consideration. Providing appropriate oral signifiers to confirm perceived functionality. Yeah, that's a good thing. It's helping the user recognize that that the function is working. That might be an audible thank you for your command, or yes, or a beep even. Like when I don't know, I've got a GoPro sitting here. If I click a button, it beeps to signify that things are working. So I know, as giving the user feedback, that it's not frozen. Providing appropriate visual signifiers to indicate the presence of voice control. Again, that's helping me recognize that things are working, because she's wanting to integrate voice commands into an existing application. So they're all affordance considerations. Offsetting development costs. I don't have to read anymore. Offsetting development costs elsewhere to ensure the application remains affordable. In terms of money and efficiency, no, this is not what it's talking about. So it's definitely D if we're looking for the odd one out here. And you could have probably hinted at that just by reading, because all these three, A, B, C, are very similar. Let's just check. 10, D. A lot of people put A, including a list of standard voice commands. No, it's clearly to help the user, right, in this application with integrated voice commands. So it wasn't that. Let's read the VCAR's statement. Affordance considerations relate to the way in which a user interacts with a system based on its design. They do not include offsets of development costs. Yeah, so it's not to do with money or the cost of something. And more information on that can be found here. Factors influencing solution design. Affordance is here, but it's not. Doesn't have its own main heading. But if you scroll on and you look through from page 140 onwards, it goes into talk about these sorts of things: clarity, concise, familiar, responsive. All these things are sort of affordance characteristics, if you want to think about it like that. So again, starting from about page 140, if you wanted to go have a read, and the answer is D.